steps that are necessary to get set up with the Altria Reynolds programs, tobacco scan data programs on Clover. So by now you've already installed the tobacco scan data and inventory plus on your Clover devices. What we're showing here is basically the web portion of that interface. So if you open your Clover account on the web and open the tobacco scan data, this would be the screen that you see first. All right, then if you navigate to settings, you'd see the steps that are needed to get onboarded. The first step I want to take a look at is the complete product information setup. This will show us if we have already set up selected items, and it appears that we have selected items for Altria Group and for Reynolds. And then there's this validation error. So we validate this data exactly how both of these manufacturers would validate this data. So if we're saying there's validation errors, it's because they will say that there's validation errors. And so what you want to see here is no validation errors. This needs to get to 0, both of these. And it's not as scary as it looks. It's not going to take you forever because you don't quite have to do one item at a time. And this is what I want to show you. So if you click on this, you're going to get a list. These are your errors, right? So a lot of these are just a unit of measure missing, but that's kind of, so it's there, it's missing. And you can click on these individual ones and it'll open inventory plus to that item. So let's say this is a carton, $100. So there it is. And if we click on it, there is our item, right? And so you can put, there's the carton here, right? Put individual consumable units and hit save. And that'll take care of this error, one less error, right? And so on it goes. But now let me show you kind of a way around of editing this faster. So I'm going to navigate to my inventory plus simply by clicking on this record, but then I'm just going to click on this inventory plus and this will take me to on my web dashboard, right? And so what I want to show you here is that we have this ability to search. So for example, if we type in basic, right? So we get a number of records that came up. You can also show records by categories, if that works, or you can search. And so like right now we're showing 12 records, right? And so let me grab this one. This is a carton. Let me grab this one. This is a carton. And let me grab this one. And this is a carton. And this is also carton. So we have these records selected, right? And once we have these records selected, we can click on edit selected. And so now we're editing 4 records, 4 items being edited. And all we have to enter here is unit of measure, right? And we've selected all of the cartons. So we put in the word carton here, we hit save, and that's it. These 4 records are done. And that's minus 4 validation errors. So that's what I'm kind of trying to say is that there's a way to mass edit your inventory through inventory plus on your web account. This is so that your validation errors get to 0. The next step would be setting up the communications with both manufacturers, respectively, Altria and Reynolds. For Reynolds, we send out instructions by email. So reach out to us, info@csiworks.net, and we'll provide you with the instructions on Reynolds. But for the Altria, when you click start, basically there's your setup questionnaire. So there's step 1, step 2, and step 3. We're trying to get FTP username and password from Altria. And so these are the steps that they want done in order to do that. You click on start. This opens up this form. That's a survey form by Altria.